It is morning. I have coffee in front of me, but not consumed yet. This music right here reminds me of like some of the stuff that Bear McCreary did for Battlestar Galactica. Oh, that first sip of coffee is so good in the morning. What's up, Napier? Ah, coffee. Best quality merchandise. Alright, let's see here. It's going good. Once I wake up, it'll be better. I've changed my schedule a little bit. So I've got my alarm set for 3 a.m. I've never really had a problem getting up at 4, but man, I do not like getting up at 3. I know it's only an hour early, but Jesus, it's like there is something that my body is just extremely resistant. Hang on, I had to check my social media stuff here really quick before we get going. I forgot to do this before I logged on. Alright, I'm done. Alright, I gotta figure out what I was working on. We are in the last zone for the Aldmeri Alliance quests. Alright, well, first things first, I need to go to the stables. And then I probably need to do craft. Yep, I'll need to do some crafting stuff. Yeah, that extra hour definitely feels like it makes a difference.
The Khajiit have suffered much lately, but they are a lively people.
Give me more carry capacity still. I mean, I played Tainted Grail when it came out. I will probably do that game again at some point, especially if they come out and add a DLC to that. I would go back and play that again. Tainted Grail is really good. When I played it at launch, it was really fucking rough. Like, the performance was really bad on the Xbox. It was a phenomenal game. I didn't have any of the bugs that other people had. Like, I was able to complete my playthrough. Like, Co Carnage had to, like, put his playthrough on hold because of bugs. But I was able to play all the way through, and that was a great RPG.
And finally, knocking over the cart of Atreus the merchant while attempting to avoid capture.
need to do? Now that they've made the announcement of the new Stargate show, come on, I want a Stargate MMO. I was in the alpha for the Stargate Worlds MMO years, and I mean it's got to be like 20 years ago now. And it unfortunately never went anywhere because of the scammy developer using money for things he wasn't supposed to use money for. Pyramids. He got, if I remember correctly, he got accused and convicted of running a pyramid scheme and misusing investment funds. I have played Conan Exiles. Yep, I played Conan Exiles after when they made the announcement that Funcom was going to be the company working on Dune Awakening. I was like, what? I've never played any of their games, so I went and played Conan Exiles for a little bit just to see what it was like. Never got super deep into it because the graphics are just really bad. So it's a super old, old looking game. It is a good game, but it looks, unfortunately, it needs like if they could bring Conan Exiles up to the standards of Dune Awakening, I would happily go invest more time into Conan Exiles. But as it is right now, it definitely looks like a, I mean, yeah, it came out 10 years ago, but it looks a lot more like, it looks a lot older than that. But the mechanics are sound, and it is a good game. Fundamentally, it's a good game. What the heck do I still have on me? I mean, you're not wrong, Lyco, but I don't, it's tricky because I can go play a game like Minecraft and have fun, but then I look at something like EverQuest and I'm like, I can't. Even though I've played a lot of EverQuest over the years and I have fond memories of that game, I just can't be bothered. Like, there's a weird, I don't know. You're not wrong. It's a weird thing. Because some games I'm willing to put up with it in, and other games I'm not. I'm like, and I wish I could put my finger on why it is that some games I'm okay with it, and other games I'm not. What the heck am I carrying? Oh, it's probably food stuff. It totally is food stuff. Which we can go sell.
wonder when.
I think I'm sold everything I can. Yeah, Joe, I think for me, I think it's more, for me, it's way more mechanics. If a game's mechanics are bad, I won't play it. Oh, here's a perfect example. PAX Day, which just came out a couple months ago. I had so many people who were like, "Oh my God, PAX Day! It's so awesome, PAX Day! It's got this rich, robust building. You would love it because you loved the building in Dune Awakening, and you loved the building in Enshrouded." And then I go over and I play PAX Day, and I'm like, "This is a steaming pile of shit." Like, for me. And the reason I say it's a steaming pile of shit is because even though, yes, there is a robust building system and a robust crafting system, mechanically speaking, the game is like 30 years old. The developers have put no effort whatsoever into creating any sort of modern quality of life features. There's next to no tutorials, there's next to no tooltips. You can't craft from boxes. You have to have it on your character. Like, there are just so many backwards things in PAX Day that I played it for like a couple of hours and was like, nope, not gonna waste my time with this. Like, if you can't put modern quality of life features in your game, I'm not gonna play it. Like, the mechanics, we're in 2025. You know, I don't sail across the sea in a wooden vessel. I take an airplane. You know, there are some things where it's just like I want modern convenience and features in my games. And if a developer can't do it, so here's another good example. I'm torn right now because Hightail, I think is what it's called, just got announced that it's going to be coming into early access, and it looks super cool, super fun. I love Minecraft. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Not going to have controller support when it goes into early access, and I get it. It's early access. But for me, if a game doesn't have controller support in 2025, I'm just not going to play it. I'm sorry. I know, because I'm not a professional game developer, but I have 10 years of game development experience under my belt. I've developed an MMO and a point-and-click adventure game, and I know for a fact, especially when you're developing an Unreal game or a Unity game, controller support is literally something that one person can do in an afternoon. It's literally either just setting up the blueprints or setting an add-on, having an add-on that you install on. It's the click of a button and a couple of tweaks to make sure that everything's working right. But adding controller support into a game is literally an afternoon project. Now, obviously there's a lot of other work that goes into making the controller support good, as in, do you also have a UI that switches over to the controller? You know, things of that nature. That's something that takes more work and more dev hours. But it is ridiculous to me when a developer will not include controller support in their game in 2025, when I know for a fact it's something that even I, a very inexperienced developer, can do just by pushing a button and setting up controller support in like Unreal Engine or Unity Engine. Like, sorry, I have no sympathy for developers who are like, we're not going to have controller support, it's mouse and keyboard only. Fuck off. Yes, crossplay should be mandatory in 2025. Crossplay is a little more. That's a little more complex though. That is way more complex because you're talking server infrastructure and engineering. I do think that that's something that more developers should focus on in 2025. And that's something that could actually require several $100,000 um, of investment in terms of getting an engineer or 2 or 3 who can get it done. So that one I'm more willing to let slide. But I do think that if you're going to launch a game in 2025 that is more than one platform, like I think that if you're going to make your game multi-platform and it has any sort of multiplayer component to it, then you have to have cross-platform if you're going to be multi-platform. Like if you're only launching on Xbox, that doesn't matter. But if you're going to launch a game on PC and console and it's some sort of a multiplayer game, Elder Scrolls Online. Now, granted, Elder Scrolls Online did not launch in 2025. They launched, 10 years ago, or whatever. But if this game were to launch today, it would need to launch with crossplay, cross-platform. If you don't have crossplay, cross-platform, you are just stupid. Yes, there are many people who, not even that, but like, here's a good example, guys. Here's a great example. I actually just got an email this morning. I'm going to read this to you guys. Literally, this was the email I was reading when we sat down to stream this morning. And it's part of this conversation. Give me 2 seconds to open this up here. So, this is someone, Daniel McGinnis. Wait, this is multiple people. Somebody wrote me from their company account. Chad is his name. So Chad from Bad Plan Studios. His name is Chad from Bad Plan Studios. They're working on a game called End of Ember. And I put out a video a couple months back talking about why games need to have adjustable difficulty sliders. Let me get away from this bitch because she's just gonna keep barking and she talks really loud. Hang on. She's really annoying. Alright. So I did a video a couple months back on why all games should have difficulty sliders, which comes into this conversation. Why games need to have controller support in 2025. And in that video, I had talked about why developers need to include controller support for the disabled players. And last night we published a video on, somebody asked a question yesterday. Larna Luna had asked, what games can I play as a disabled person that don't have a lot of combat? Because I'm disabled and I can't play. And so we talked about that last night. But in this difficulty slider video, I had talked about one of the reasons developers need to include controller support and difficulty sliders is for the disabled people out there. The kids who play with no arms and they're playing the controller with their feet. Or the guy who is paraplegic and he's literally playing with like a mouth tube or his mouth and he's playing Call of Duty while using this apparatus to help him play the game with his mouth that is connected to a controller. These are reasons why controller support is mandatory in 2025. So Chad from... I'm sharing your email, Pat, Chad. Sorry, not sorry. Chad from Bad Plan Studios reached out, said, hey, Renfail, I just wanted to say a massive thank you for the clip you posted around games shouldn't have adjustable difficulty sliders. We are making an Isaac-like game and are having a bit of a debate internally about whether to make the difficulty adjustable. I want to do it, partly to make it available to more players, as you say, but our creative director really isn't into it. Your video is perfect to show him to help get him over the line on this, and I'm confident that we will get there. What's wild is that you mentioned the little girl with no hands playing games. In fact, our programmer Eli has no arms. So this example hits really close to home. Just a huge thank you for this, and well done on saying fuck off to the Gronk in chat. All the best with your work. Cheers, chat. So, the irony of this conversation cropping up this morning as we're sitting here, having just received this, email 25 minutes ago. I think that's interesting, you know. But yes, games in 2025, you need to have controller support. You should be having crossplay if you're going to be launching on multiple platforms. There are some things that I do think are mandatory, and graphics are not necessarily the end all be all, but mechanics definitely are. Like, we can have plenty of games that are retro looking. Like, there's plenty of retro games or Minecraft clones and things of that nature. But if you launch a game in 2025 and it's mouse and keyboard only, get the fuck out of here. Or if you're like, I'm not going to include an in-game tutorial system because I think the players should be making that kind of content, then you're just fucking lazy. Like, I saw someone try to make that argument for Soulframe, which is Warframe's upcoming game, and I went and played Soulframe a couple months back, and I was like, it's beautiful, the music is great and everything else, but there's like no in-game tutorials. And people were defending the game in chat, were like, well, it doesn't need tutorials because the community is making videos. It's the perfect opportunity for YouTubers to make tutorials around the game. And I'm like, no, that's a developer being a lazy sack of shit. Like, if a developer can't include, because here's the thing, there are so many people that come play video games these days who have never played a game like yours before, or they're new to gaming. And if you're not onboarding those new players, you're lazy. Like, you're lazy. Like, you need to have those types of things in your game. Looks like TikTok chat was not coming through today this morning, so I'm not seeing it on my screen. Apologies for TikTok chat, because I'm apparently behind on the TikTok chat. Dragon King says they're working on ESO cross-platform. I've heard that. And yes, I am rewatching Stargate SG-1. Review went out yesterday. And then I put out a YouTube short, TikTok short, Instagram reel at the end of last night. That was the last thing I did before I went to bed. But yeah, there are just some things that you need to have in terms of making a game modern. So I'm kind of sad that it doesn't sound like the Hytale relaunch is going to have controller support, because for me, I mean, I'm willing to buy the early access and I'm willing to play it because I'm not disabled, but I do have a severe handicap in terms of I have extreme chronic tendonitis, and if I do WASD for more than a couple of hours, I can't use my hand for 2 days, which is why I play pretty much everything on a controller. And I'm okay on like point and click games because I'm using my right hand for the mouse, but the moment you start making me use the WASD keys to move around the game, and you're making me hit shift, like especially the games that force you to click left shift. They're like, oh no, right shift won't work. You're not allowed to use right shift to run in the game. It has to be the left shift for sprint. So I'm over here trying to hit the shift button with my pinky or whatever, and my hand is destroyed from all the years of things. So yeah, I am very much against developers who are like, no, we're not going to have controller support. It's kind of like, it takes one day for somebody with half an ounce of programming skills to get a controller support working. Don't be lazy. What should I call this video? I'm clipping this out for YouTube. Modern game development minimums? Something like that. Minimum standards of acceptance, minimum standards of game dev. I don't know. I'll come up with the title later. Alright. God, we're 30 minutes in. I haven't even played any ESO yet this morning. It's all good. It's what good conversations are about. Pass through the dark fire barrier. Were there really no fast travels up there? Apparently not. It's the mechanics, stupid.
Should have gotten better training, lads. Better off next time.
Radin Tamid.
What is this? Someone help!
Nothing wrong with lurking, as long as you're twerking while you're lurking. You can't just be lurking and not doing anything. You better at least twerk and lurk. Or twerk and work. Lurk and work? Just, yeah. It's all good.
I'll be alright. I've had worse.
By the moons, you made it through the gate. Who in oblivion are you?
I was sent.
Ha! Shazam managed to get their head out of a book long enough to break through, eh? Well done. Well done. Kali has some white-eye brandy in her pack. You've more than earned some.
I'll
You
pass.
have any more miracles in your pocket? We need to get through this door as well.
What is this stuff?
How should Kali know? Look, this one knows a few spells. Can't have known my sister as long as I have without picking up a few things. Other than a few incantations, though, Kali leaves the heavy thinking to Shazam.
Well, I just walked through the fire outside.
There you go, then. Just touch the door and we'll see what happens. Oh, and just in case we never have the chance to speak again, it's been a pleasure meeting you.
Alright, I'll just touch this. Hey, I played Dragon Age Inquisition. I have the power. Oh, I probably need to go check on kitty cats. Let me go get another cup of coffee and make sure all the cats are doing good things. I gotta convince Chris to let me get a cat tree for back here. Her reason yesterday was well, they have 5 million cardboard boxes. What do they need a cat tree for? And I was like, well, I could make it a business expense if it's on stream. Right? She's very loath to spend, like $200 on something that is not a necessity. And I don't disagree with her, but at the same time, it's for work, honey. Cats on stream make more money. Didn't you know that? There's something floating back there.
Dark moons, another barrier. I grow tired of this.
Oh, I can't use that door. We have to talk to her.
Damn this place. Another dark fire door.
Oh, I should be able to break through it again, right? Oh, by the way, is everybody's names? No, we're still back to the old names on YouTube.
Kali does not think so. The barrier here seems much stronger. And she senses moons that
Hey,
is
don't destroy that
strange.
box. Speaking
This
of
one
boxes.
senses a dark energy powering the ward on this door. There's a ruined doorway on the south wall. Just so you know, this day has dulled.
Okay.
Dogna. Jojet, it is done.
Yeah, crafting shelves in my house is a pain in the butt, though, because it's all concrete walls, so it kind of makes it a pain in the ass to try to do any sort of shelving.
This will only take a moment. Glad I paid attention to the monk's lessons.
You hope it'll only take a moment. Oh, shit!
There. Done.
That hurt.
Well, don't see something like that every day.
What's next?
It sounds like Shazza and the others have made it inside. Our task is not yet complete. Kali senses an even stronger source ahead. Please speak with Shazza. She'll know what to do.
You've done well. Now we must secure this place. Everyone dead and an ancient relic destroyed. I see Kali has been here.
Kelly doesn't have the best reputation.
I sense the source of this corruption is beyond the door up ahead. There's sure to be some kind of defense. Between the three of us, I'm sure we can see it done. One of us should stay behind to hold the door. Shazza suspects this silence is merely the calm before the storm.
I don't pay
The
attention to
monster
that kind of stuff,
gathering in
hemp
the
mind.
shadows.
Like,
I
I
can
just
smell
play
it.
games. Like, the whole monetary discussion, it's not part of my realm. I play lots of games, and I can tell you from a development standpoint that it does not matter how a game is monetized. If players enjoy the game, that's the only thing that matters. You can monetize your game however you want, so it's
You must
literally
go.
not anything that
Riddar has given you his
concerns
touch
me.
of grace. Either Kali or I would be fine here.
The moment I
As
find a
you've
game and
seen,
I like
I'm
it,
something of an accomplished spellcaster.
I will pay
And
the
Kali
monthly
has
sub
waved
every
his sword
time.
around once or
End of
twice.
discussion. Lord of the Rings Online, Star Wars: The Republic, EverQuest 2, Elder Scrolls Online. Monthly sub, here you go. I'm investing 3 months of time in your game. Here's a monthly sub. Don't care. Don't care. Elder Scrolls Online, happy to play this game for 3 to 6 months. Here's money. Fallout 76, I'm debating turning on the sub just because I'm doing so much crafting and I finally have hit that cap where my stash box is full and I'm like, I think I'm ready to pay a sub to Fallout 76 for the next couple of months while I finish playing it because I know I'm going to be playing all throughout December and January as well because that's the time allotment I have. So I don't, the whole monetary debate, how is the game, how's the monetization, doesn't matter. Just if you like the game, play the game. Either Callie or I would be fine here. How about you come with me? I just adventured with Callie.
Very well. Let's be done with this dark business.
Okay. We have to purge this place. Wait, I think that's the wrong way. Hold on, I went the wrong way, I think. Yeah, I totally went the wrong way. It even was showing me that I was going out, but I was like, wait. I forgot that it was this door. Is this Skyrim? Sure, it's Skyrim. It's absolutely Skyrim. It's interesting because the title of the game is listed on all the platforms I'm streaming on. It's totally Skyrim, as you can see from the tag of the game that I'm playing.
Rest and no peace.
Yep. Alright.
That was deftly done. I'm reminded of a warrior poet from midway to the first era. Never mind. Yes, I can already sense serenity return. We've capped the source here. Without new spirits to replace their fallen comrades, we should have the fort cleaned soon. Let's get back to Kali. Make sure she hasn't destroyed any other priceless relics.
Poor Kali. She's the shoot first, ask questions later kind of kizzy.
Nice work. Very nice. Always good to see Shiz out from behind her books.
Alright, well I think we've contained the Dromothra.
Sharp claws, traveler. It's been an honor to fight by your side. And I think I know why Ridthar appeared to you. Good thing those monks were so insistent on our lessons. I'm pretty sure you're the Moon Hallowed. Amazing. You have any more miracles in your pocket? We need to get through this door as well.
What are you talking about?
The monks taught us that a sort of herald would rise in bad times. Blessed by the manes of old, this person would be the one to guide the mane of tomorrow. I'm just quoting now. I don't claim to understand half this stuff.
So I'm a Moon Herald.
Moon hallowed. And right now, it's just a suspicion between the two of us. We need you to go and find out. Head to the Moonlit Clearing just north of Senalana. Speak to the priestess there, and we'll know for sure.
Alright, off to our next destination. Yes, this is Elder Scrolls Online. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. I'm enjoying Arc Raiders, but I'm not in it for the long haul. It's a hot game to play right now, and I am mildly entertained by it. And I am happy to, get my 40, 50 hours out of it. But I'll be honest with you, the moment I run out of quests to do, I'll be done. Like dailies and just running across the map for the purpose of logging, that's not enough for me personally. I have to have quests to work on. So as long as there are quests that keep me running forward, I'm happy to keep playing it. But like, I think someone in the stream yesterday asked, but don't you care about the workbenches and the blueprints? And I'm like, not really. I mean, I am sort of as a secondary objective working on upgrading my workbenches, because I would like to be able to make some better armor, or make some better weapons, and have some better items instead of always relying on the free loadouts. But I've been able to complete all of the quests with the free loadouts, so I don't have an incentive. Like, I'm not in it to shoot other players, so I don't need better gear. Although, taking out some of the more difficult bosses like the Bastion and the Leaper, when I get to those quests, I'm probably going to need better gear. So I'll worry about it when I get there, but I don't see myself continuing to play that game once I wrap up the quests. And I know some people love the extraction game genre, and that's definitely what that game is built around. I am not one of those people. Like, I don't play extraction games normally. So for me, I very much... Yeah, I can't do that, Dribrom. That's why I quit playing Elite Dangerous, because Elite Dangerous was like, make up your own quests. And I was like, I can't. I don't want to make up my own quests. Like, I want the game to guide me. I want there to be quests to do in the game. Otherwise, I get bored. Yeah, that sucks. Losing a loadout, get nailed by 3 hornets. I hate hornets, man.
Bright moons hang above us, child. What brings you all the way out here?
Someone told me I might be moon hallowed.
Truly, this one thinks you may have been led astray. The moon hallowed is a sacred and terrible burden, a role only for one soul in thousands. Well, you have come to the right place for that. Clearing has a special connection to Joan and Jode. If you truly wish to know...
Alright, let's do it. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about the... It's interesting to me because I normally hate PvP games, but I've been willing to put up with it in that game because I still get progression. And I don't lose anything because I'm just taking free loadouts. The moment I start crafting good stuff, though, and then I lose it to some asshat camping in the bushes just to shoot me, that's going to be the moment when I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. Like, I haven't really had too much of that yet. I got shot in the face trying to extract the other morning. That's like, I've had 3 out of 50 runs. 3 times out of 50 runs. That's negligible. That's a negligible amount of PvP. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't impact me. Hang on, I gotta kill a bug. I have crickets coming in the room. I can kill a cricket. Anyway, and then when Allie and I were playing yesterday, having that one duo just roll up on us and just kill us, even while we're saying in voice chat, hey, we're friendly. And it's probably because those guys have voice chat off, and they're probably a killer, you know, hunter-seeker killer duo. It's still not enough to put me off to the game because there's enough other stuff that I can do that I'm having fun with it. But yeah, I have heard horror stories of people who are like, you know, somebody did try to lure me in yesterday. He was like, hey man, I've got a, and I totally, it was funny as hell when I was streaming because he was like, hey man, I've got a key to get into this room for some cool loot. You want to come? And I'm like, nah, thanks, man. I'm full up. I'm extracting out. And he's like, oh, you're full up, huh? And it's like, that's right, bitch. Come try to get me. Like, I have no desire to play with fake friendlies. And like, you get a lot of people in chat like, hey, you want to team up? You want to team up? You want to team up? It's like, I don't want to team up. You know? I've played with Allie, I've played with Deeks. I'm happy to play with other community members. Dribrom, I'm sure we'll team up at some point. But I honestly don't have that much of an incentive to play duos either. I don't mind hanging out with community members and playing, but it's way more stressful to play duos than it is solo. Because the moment you go into a duo queue, the PvP ramps up a notch, and I much prefer the solo experience because it's been fairly chill. But the one thing I really dislike about Arc Raiders right now is the streamer wars, because people are making assumptions like based on the outfit that you wear, and it's like, fuck off. Like, I'm not participating in your stupid childish games. Like, oh, but you're wearing so-and-so's armor, you're wearing so-and-so's outfit, you're shoot on sight. And I'm like, how old are you? Like, that is the kind of stuff that will drive me away from a video game. So I'm hopeful that these big streamers will eventually get bored and move on, because I would like to keep playing over the next couple of months and just slowly, you know, progress my way through the quests and, you know, try out an event or two. But what I don't want to deal with is the stupid stuff that revolves around some of these big streamers who have like 50,000 people watching them, and they do these stupid streamer wars and stuff, and I get people coming in my chat going, bungalators, and oh, you're wearing so-and-so's armor, we're gonna shoot you on sight. Oh, you better not wear that helmet or you're gonna be shoot on sight.
The first main?
You have arrived in Reaper's March at a critical time. The soul of the Khajiit people and the entire Dominion are in crisis. Main Akusli is tainted by evil. He will never again be fit to lead our
What's up, Thandar? Welcome. Good morning, sir. Thanks again for the resub
One
over
of
on
them
YouTube.
will be Main. You must help them walk the path, for you are the Moon Howl. Without a new Main, the Khajiit will fall. The Dominion will fall. Walk well in the light of Jode and Joan, and you shall succeed, Moon Hallowed.
Mane himself. Ridata here, in the clearing. You are the Moon Hallowed.
Yeah, Joe, I think, like, I had somebody trying to argue in chat the other day. It was like, the whole reason to play this game is to shoot other players, and I'm like, not a single one of these quests has ever had me go after another player. 100% of the quests are about going up against the Ark and exploring the zones and figuring out what the Ark are and where they came from and how to fight back against the Ark. And like, there's a quest. You have a quest right now to kill other players. And I'm like, no, I don't. What I had was a feat, which is like a daily, that had nothing to do with kill other players. It was do damage to other raiders. And I was like, you do realize that those are optional. Those are not the quests. And there are ways to do that respectfully without killing other players, because it doesn't say kill another player. It just says do damage. So you could be in an extract area and open your mic and be like, hey guys, I need to do damage to other players for this feat. Do you guys mind if after we push the button, I shoot you guys? You'll still extract with your loot. I just need to get the credit for this. Like, there are respectful ways to do that without killing other players, because there's no incentive to kill the other players. There's like minimal to negligible XP for killing another player. There's no, you don't get anything from killing other players other than, if they happen to have a rare piece of item on them, you might, get something cool from them. But I don't know. Like, it's I'm having fun with it, but
This one is just a humble priest.
I think for me,
Who
the
is she
reason
to
I'm able to have
question
fun
the
with it right
judgment
now
of
is
the
also
first
because
name?
it's something wildly different from
Cousin
anything else
Bijou
I've ever
must
played before.
congratulate you
And
express her regrets.
I'm happy to experiment with
The
new
path
things
of the
because it
Hallowed
makes me money.
will
If I
not be
wasn't
an easy
making
one to
money,
walk.
I probably would never have played that game. Like, honestly, if I wasn't making money playing Arc Raiders, I probably never would have tried it. Like, but it gets good. Every time I stream, I get good traffic. The videos do a decent amount of views. I spent $40 on it. I've probably already made several $100s off of those videos and streams, so I've definitely made my money back and, contributed to paying my bills. So, like, but if I wasn't doing this for a living, and yeah, I probably wouldn't have ever played that game.
You must not linger here, Moonhallowed. Now that you know your place in the world, you must go to the people of Arentia. The sons and daughters of Joan and Jode call for your aid. The moonlight sings to Kazana Bijo. Sings of the dark.
Because I'm way happier playing Cyberpunk or 2077 or this game or Fallout 76 or any of my single player RPGs.
It is your duty. You must help the people of the city and do what you can for Akuzri. An eye has opened on Arentia, one of Queen Aren's personal agents. Seek the wood elf known as Cariel by the road into the city, and I shall see you again at our appointed hour.
Alright.
Tamit, Moon Hallowed. As if there was ever any doubt in my heart. With all your practice guiding me, I think you will make a fine guide for Kali and Shaza. Make this swift.
My friend, you cannot imagine how grateful I am to see you. I have need of a veteran in the Queen's service today. What brings you to Arenthia?
A priestess told me I'd find you here.
A priestess of the... All right. Hey, we need to get things done here. Whatever brought you up the road, I'm not going to complain.
You're not going to complain. Thanks for the sub over on Twitch, Glyph TV. Why did it not pop that up in my Streamlabs? It didn't show me that. Streamlabs, you're being cranky this morning. It's not showing me TikTok chat, and it's not showing me all the updates.
I have absolutely no idea why a Luna priest would send you to me, but I'll take all the help I can get. We've got a lot of work to do.
How can I help?
Renfail has been taken by invaders from the north, Colovians. I've been tasked to help the local resistance. It's a ragtag group led by a woman named Kazira. We have a rough plan, but we need help. To start with, grab a uniform off of this scout.
Then
Head
what?
to the safe house in the market. It's the hut with the lion statue at the bottom of the steps. Oh, and stop to listen to the propaganda illusion playing in the market square. It'll give you a sense of what we're up against.
Here's you know what I was just thinking of, like, you guys did any of you ever play Outriders? Because I honestly am, if Arc Raiders was a co-op PvE RPG shooter like Outriders, like, I would have way more fun. Like, I mean, I would have more incentive to play it. Like, Outriders was a blast to me. I loved the storyline, and the fact that it was solo or co-op was really cool. And so I look at the story of Arc Raiders is what initially drew me to it. The extraction shooter thing, not really. I don't play extraction shooters. But when I looked at it, when I played the server slam, I went, oh, there's a story here. There are quests. Oh, okay. I'm interested in that part of the game. But like blueprints and expeditions and player camping and maxing your gear, but quests and cutscenes, and that's the stuff. It's my bread and butter, man. Bread and butter. Glyph says, found your stream through your Mentat build for Dune. Been enjoying your stream so far. Thank you. I would
See you there.
I know they're still early in the life cycle for Dune. I can't wait for the next story drop. I'm very content to just wait and play in between. But man, oh man, would it be cool if there was more to do in Dune Awakening. Alright, I need to put that outfit on, I think. Where did that go? Ah, here we are, appearance. Colovian uniform. Very Roman Legion. Thander said, I heard the funniest thing the other day. Hateful angry gamers bagging out Black Ops 7 as a failure because it performed worse than Veilguard. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, you ruined my disguise. I was not paying attention. And I think once my disguise is down, everybody's gonna kill me now. I don't think I get to keep walking around with no disguise. Yeah, my disguise is blown now. Yeah, Joe, I'm in the same boat. Like, I normally don't play
Welcome to
extraction
the
games
Renfail
specifically because I hate PvP. But the fact that it had a solo storyline, I was like, or solo friendly storyline, I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I'm still having fun. I don't really feel when it's just me and I get taken out. I there's a little bit of I feel sad. Not for me, but I feel sad for the other player who ignored my voice chat and killed me because I don't have anything on me. I'm running free loadouts. There's no incentive to kill me. It's just children being children, and I feel sad for that other person. But when I'm playing with my friends, and it's like I'm doing stuff online and you're in a group with your friends and someone refuses to use voice comms and they wipe you out even when you're just questing. That's when I get a little frustrated because it's like, bitch, we were on voice chat saying we're friendly and we're like saying we could quest together, we could go take out a bastion together, we could do stuff together, and instead you killed us just because? Why? Like, what's the need to do that? So I don't enjoy that. That's not where I don't enjoy those feelings. I don't enjoy those emotions. So why would I invest a lot of time into something that has those types of feelings and emotions with it, if that makes sense? But looking at Outriders, I loved Outriders. And if they were to make a game like Arc Raiders that had, or if Arc Raiders added a solo friendly mode to it, I would play the shit out of it and I would be incentivized to go do my, gear progression and all that other stuff. Never heard of it, Dribrum.
Bright moons, traveler. I am Kajira, clan mother of the Arentia. Carrie tells me we can expect great things out of you. That's good. We'll need all the help we can get.
Okay. What's the plan?
The Colovians are being deceived, and the truth will set us free. Gariel has learned that this attack on the march was prompted by the Stonefire cult. Worm cultists at the beck and call of Javad-Tarn whisper in General Lavinia's ear.
Why will this information set you free?
The Colovians, for all their flaws, are a faithful people. If they find out that their general is in league with a Daedric cult, their resolve will break. But Lavinia herself will never crack. We need to wring a confession out of her second.
Who is?
A centurion named Gavo. He runs the tower district for Lavinia. Gavo keeps a leash on his troops. He follows orders to a fault, and he keeps a tight schedule. Search the district for his plans, and we'll know just where to find him. That part of the city is named for the large tower at the back of the district. Gariel will meet you there once you found what you're looking for. Go quickly. We have much to do, and we still have the main to sort out.
Copy that. For those of you just tuning in for the first time, don't forget we are live in 4 places: YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. TikTok and Kick are the newest platforms. We just added those about 6-8 weeks ago. Everything in between the streams happens over on YouTube. So if you want to watch vertical format, you can hang out on TikTok. If you want to watch horizontal, you can do Kick, Twitch, or YouTube. Support wherever you prefer. This is the day job. I play a lot of games. We start every morning at about 4 a.m. Central. We're about an hour into the morning stream today. Currently playing Elder Scrolls Online, which I play on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I play Elder Scrolls Online Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the first stream of the day. Currently, we're doing one stream in the morning from about 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. Then I take a break for breakfast and workout, and then I come back at about 8 or 9 a.m. and we do a second stream in the morning for a total of about 6 hours in the morning. Then we come back in the afternoon and do another 2 to 3 hours around 3 or 4 p.m. Central. Play a lot of games. This is the day job. I also review movies and TV shows. Currently watching Pluribus. Just wrapped up The Witcher Season 4 with my wife. We're going to be watching Stranger Things, the final season, which I think is this week, in a couple of days. And I just started my Stargate marathon rewatch, where I'm going to be rewatching the entirety of the Stargate franchise, starting with Episode 1, which we did yesterday. All of Stargate SG-1, all of Stargate Atlantis, all of Stargate Universe, because Amazon just announced there's a new Stargate coming for the first time in 14 years. And it's going to take us about a year, maybe a little bit longer, to get through all that stuff. So stay tuned for all those things. So yeah, and again, YouTube is where everything happens in between the streams. All the reviews, discussions, game guides, stuff like that. It is a lot of stuff. We're coming up on our 4th year anniversary in February. 4 years of full-time, which is awesome. This is the relaxed morning stream. Coffee and cats and games. I have a Homestead YouTube channel if you want to watch more ducks and cats and chicken content. And of course all the social media. Si habla español, buenos días. También hablo español. Mi esposa es mexicana. Y estoy en México por 15 años. Obviamente los streams están en inglés, pero si hablan español, deja los comentarios en chat. No hay problema. Podemos chat la misma. Happy to have all y'all here. All right. You know, I like the... I might... Hang on. I just happened to pop over into Discord. So the shelves on the walls I can't do, Dribrom, for the cat stuff. But I bet I could. I would have to... Here's the problem. So, like, the tree branch one, where they put, like, a tree branch with rope around it and stuff, I could do that. The problem is that where we live, there are... There's termites where we live. Like, lots of termites. So if I put something wood in my office, we had problems the first year we lived here. If you go back on my channel, when we first moved into this homestead, this is probably about 4 years ago, you'll notice that I had my office, I wasn't using a green screen, and I had my desk on that wall, and I had the bed behind me and a bookshelf that was off in the corner, and on that bookshelf I had like some Legos, and I put my little Christmas tree up in the holidays and stuff. About 6 months in to us living here, we were cleaning the office one day, and I pulled that bookshelf away from the wall, and there was fucking termites all over the backside of the bookshelf, and they had gotten in and eaten like the bottom 8 inches of the back of the bookshelf. So I cut that section of the bookshelf off, took care of the termites, thought I did, and you know, we did poison and everything else. And then about 2 weeks later, went to go clean, and there were more termites in that same corner of the room. So I got rid of the bookshelf. It's in another room now. We cut that portion off, burned it, did another round of extermination, and then moved the bookshelf off into a storage room. And we ended up doing a concrete patch where we sealed all the corners of the room, and we have not had problems since. But like when I've showed on the Homestead channel, like if you walk around our neighborhood, we have lots of trees because we're in the middle of like a tropical jungle setting, and every single tree has big, thick, like inch round tunnels that go up every single tree limb, up all the... There's just termites everywhere because of the environment that we live in. So the problem when you bring wood into the house is you're inviting termites in, even if you treat the wood. But I do like the look of that DIY cat tree where they have like because we have so many wood, like there's limbs that fall down all the time that I could go grab from the woods and use to make like a makeshift cat tree behind me. But I'm terrified of termites. Termites are even bad where my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, him and his wife had some papers, like birth certificates and stuff, in a room in their house, and they hadn't gone in there for like 6 or 8 months, and they needed to get some birth certificates for one of their kids to go to the doctor. And they went into the storage room and opened up the box, and the termites had gotten into the box and eaten like half of the birth certificates and all these documents they had. So yeah, termites are an issue here where we live, which sucks. But Yismer says I haven't played ESO in a minute. It's a good game. Alejandro says I haven't played in maybe 8 years, but I've been itching to play. It's a good time to play. I mean, I'm having a blast. There's lots of content is the big thing. Yeah, this is not a place for elven tree houses for sure. I'm a big fan of shadow dropping. I think that shadow dropping is a way better solution than teasing a game 7 years before it comes out. Like, dude, knock it off. Like, any company who does that shit, just if it's ready, ready. You know, I get it. You want to ramp up marketing and everything else, but I also would like to think, and I think that's why he's alluding to that. I would, from what I understand, they had such a successful launch with the Oblivion remastered Shadow Drop that I think Bethesda is way more incentivized now to do more Shadow Drops. Because they don't have to run the risk of, like, people who are cranky about this, that, or the other. They can just, game's ready, boom. Correct. Because I also think that Bethesda in particular has had a bad run of people who see an announcement video. Starfield is a perfect example. People started making up in their minds all of these things about what they thought Starfield was going to be when the company never said any of those things about Starfield. And then Starfield launches and you get all these asshats. Bethesda said this, that, or the other. No, they didn't. They never said those things. You just made those things up in your head based on trailers that you saw, and then you were upset about the game when it came out. And I feel like if those players had never had those preconceived notions, they would have never had those emotional reactions because they just would have played the game and went, oh, this is what the game is. So I think shadow dropping is a great solution to avoid the issue of people making shit up and then having an emotionally childlike reaction to things. Just shadow drop it all. I'm a big fan of that. Shadow drop all the things. People can't be disappointed if they've not been led to believe something. And also we can see, as in the case of like Oblivion Remaster, like Bethesda has a massive audience. Notwithstanding your Matty Plays and Luke Stevens and those types of people, like Bethesda has a massive audience of millions and millions of players around the world, of people like me who love their games and who are going to play every game they ever publish, always until we die. And I just want more. So I don't care if it's more Elder Scrolls, I don't care if it's more Fallout, I don't care if it's more Starfield. Shadow drop more. I'm okay with all those things.
People of Renfail,
We did
do
what
not
we
fear
had
us.
to.
But I think I like the idea of teasing leading to bad expectations. Exactly. Take that out of the equation, and I think you would find that way more people would be just happy that a new game is out. Like, oh my god, we get a new Bethesda game. This is fucking awesome. Instead of like, here's a trailer, and then you have these asshats who will then pick the trailer apart for the next 6 months, talking about all the things they dislike about the trailer. Or then bitching that it's taking too long to come out. Like, but yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 in particular, like they released that teaser trailer like 6 or 7 years ago now. Like, come on now. That's, even I, as a huge fan of Bethesda, will say, why the fuck did you put out a trailer if your game was 7 years away from, not even 7, like we're still nowhere near release. So if it's going to be 10 years, like what's the point of doing a teaser trailer if your game is 10 years away? Like, we know you're working on another Elder Scrolls game. You're Bethesda. Elder Scrolls is one of your franchises. We know that you're working on more. We also know that you're doing Starfield. We don't need you to release a teaser trailer 10 years in advance, you know, to tell us that you're working on something. Like, all you got to do is publish a blog post that says, hey guys, we're working on these 5 games, and that's it. But you don't, yeah, even I will be like, that's unnecessary.
Well met. How did it go?
To do a teaser trailer and then 7 years later. Yasmir said, I only ever did the main story and the Morrowind DLC. The amount of content in ESO is a little overwhelming. I mean, yes, but also it's a perfect thing for new players because there's so much to do. You can just start going and
Excellent. Let me see.
have fun.
This is an amazing find, my friend. With this, by the green, we'll retake the city for sure. But first things first, we need to get the Centurion to Kazira.
And how would we do that?
Gavo is doing us a favor by delivering himself right to this tower. He's meeting someone he doesn't know. Get up inside the tower and watch for him coming from the gates. When he arrives, pretend you're Thorn's envoy.
Okay.
We need him alive, right? You talk, I get into position. Then I introduce him to the butt of my dagger. Pretty simple, as these things go.
Okay.
Keep to your feet.
You say that. I don't think it's going to be that simple. Book. A good day indeed.
Yes. Inventory went well.
I do have ESO Plus. Yep.
Make sure I'm not disturbed.
The only reason I have it though is because I'm actively crafting. So if you're not gonna craft, you have no reason to break down items. And if you're not breaking down items, you don't need the ESO Plus subscription because you don't need the crafting space. You don't need the bag space. Like if you just
must be
sell
Thorn's
everything you
contact.
loot, then you'll never need the ESO crafting bag. Like, it's that simple. If you play the game and you're not going to craft, then you have no reason to deconstruct items. Therefore, sell it all, use the coin. You don't need a subscription. But if you are going to craft, then you're going to need the subscription. If you're going to, and I made a video about this the other day. I did my Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Crafting in Elder Scrolls Online. The short version is that if you're gonna play this game free and you want to craft, you need to pick one crafting profession and that's it, because you will not be able to contain all of the deconstruction items you need to craft all of the other professions. That is why they have that optional ESO membership, because guess what? You're getting this game free in the sense that you don't have to pay a monthly subscription, and you can do all the things you want to do with the limitation of space. And you could totally work within those limitations if you are going to be a free-to-play player, like you're going to play without the monthly subscription. I do not think that free-to-play players should get access to more storage, because there is plenty of storage. You can increase it at the stable every single day. You can buy more for cash, in-game cash, not real-life cash. You can go to the pack merchant, I think is what it's called, and increase your storage space that way. There are plenty of ways to increase your storage space. But the only reason you would need to run the ESO Plus subscription is if you plan on doing all the crafting professions like I am doing. Otherwise, you don't need it.
The Divines bless and keep you on this glorious day. Believe me, the pleasure is all mine. I never thought I'd have the chance to work with the illustrious Tharn family. If my old mother could see me now.
Supposed to get an update on how things are progressing?
Very well so far. We're taking stock of what we've managed to recover from the city in terms of material. I just came from reviewing our progress on the docks.
Ah, good. I think you'll do nicely, Centurion. Bunk!
Nice work. Not bad, if I do say so myself. He went down like a sack of eel jerky.
How do we get him to Kazira?
You're going to love this. You're going to walk their commanding officer right past the damn Colovians, straight out the front gate.
Yeah, but you don't need to forage if you're not crafting. Like, literally every single time I see someone complaining about the lack of inventory space in ESO, I'm like, well, you're free to play. You're not. Oh, you want to craft and harvest and do this, and this? Well, servers cost money to maintain. If you want to do all of these things, then you need to pay for those things. Otherwise, you have the limitation of saying, I'm just going to buy the game and play the game. Here's the stories. You can play all the story content. You get all the quest updates and everything else. You can play 100% of the game with that box purchase. You don't also need to be doing this, and this. So if you want to do this, and this, that's storage space. That's infrastructure cost. That's them needing to have a server space for your items to be stored in a digital place. Like, somebody has to pay for that. Like, it's not... Yeah. Pony up and pay.
Our mutual friend, Mr. Razandar, has this appreciation for disguise. He may have even shown you this earring he keeps around. It has a very simple illusion spell woven into it. No good for long-term missions, but perfect for quick infiltration.
So all appear as Gavin. Right, and you don't even have to, like, you don't even have to craft it. You don't want to. Just buy it from other players or get it in the game. Like, you could just...
I'm going to gag him and dress him as your prisoner. Then, like I said, you simply walk him out the front gate. Easy as lying. This will take just a moment. You ready?
Sure.
Now to wake him up. Smelling salt should do the trick.
What happened? Who are you?
Another word and you're dead. Get up. This is your escort. Follow them and don't speak. You won't see me, but I'll be watching. Try anything and you'll be the first to die. Nod if you understand me. Such a good boy.
That
He's
sounds like
all
a you
yours.
problem, Bert.
I'll go on ahead, but I'll
Bert
be
says,
nearby.
I like the lore of this game, but it doesn't have the same Elder Scrolls soul to it. Yeah, I don't share your line of thinking, sorry. I very much feel that this game is every bit of an Elder Scrolls game as any of the other Elder Scrolls game.
Hail,
So yeah,
sir.
that's definitely
Let me know
a...
if you need assistance.
You're welcome to that opinion. I don't share it. But definitely a you problem.
Good day, Centurion.
I think the only difference between this and the single player games for me is the fact that the jump button is on the controller is X instead of... Oh no, am I going to get seen? Oh, I need to avoid that guy. And I don't know that I can rebind it, and I don't know that I want to rebind it because they have other... I have abilities mapped there. It's way too much of a pain in the butt to remap
Do not
things.
fear us.
Other than getting adjusted to the slightly different controller layout, it plays exactly like every other Bethesda game. Elder Scrolls or otherwise.
Good. You've arrived. Welcome, Centurion Gavo. Right this way.
Alright, talk to Kazira.
Carrie was right about you.
This one approves. You do the looting, the little people do the crafting, everyone does the spending.
Originally, we were going to force him out into the streets, make him confess to his soldiers firsthand. You found us a much more elegant way to see this done. We'll use their own illusions against them.
Perfect. I have played every Elder Scrolls game since Morrowind. I did not play the first 2 games. I started with Morrowind. I don't give a shit about the class system. I don't give a shit about the combat. I'm here for the story and the cutscenes, the voiceovers. Like, I've talked about this openly as I've been playing. I don't really care for the combat in these games. I've never enjoyed the combat in the Elder Scrolls games. I love the storylines and the skill progression and the lore and the voice acting. That is what has always made me enjoy the Elder Scrolls games. It's always been like just really fun storylines. I've always enjoyed the storylines and good world building. And like, you loot a bookshelf and it's got books that you can read. That kind of stuff I've always enjoyed. But like the combat is extremely simplistic. Classes, I mean, it's like I always do stealth archer, always. This time around I'm doing a sorcerer and I'm having a great time with it. But yeah, I don't like it's let me put it this way. I play 50, 60 games a year. If you've played one RPG, you've played them all. Every fucking game does classes. It's like I've played thousands of games in my life. I'm like so nonplussed over class discussions because it's like if you've played one stealth archer, you've played all the stealth archers. If you've played one druid, you've played all the druids. It's very rare for a game to do something that is so amazingly different than the other games that you're like, oh my god, the class system in this game is so amazing. Like, it's an RPG. Like, it all has its roots in Dungeons and Dragons. Like, and yeah.
The crystal you found will allow us to imprint whatever we desire onto their projections. We'll get Gavo to confess his connection to the Stonefire cult, and every Colovian in Renfail will see it firsthand.
Dwarves make good fighters, halflings make good thieves, elves make good archers and sorcerers. Like, archers and sorcerers. It's that simple. Like, every single game does it that way. And you could even put that into the space, like, Star Trek. Vulcans and Klingons, it's just orcs and elves, right? And the Ferengi are dwarves. It's the same thing. Like, it doesn't matter if it's science fiction or fantasy, everything can boil down to humans and dwarves, orcs and halflings, and elves. Like,
it's only right you have the honor of holding the crystal. I'll interrogate Gavo, and Cariel will be on hand to ensure he cooperates. Just get the crystal pointed at him when you're ready to begin. Tell us what you're doing here. Who is behind the attack on Orentia?
We are in league with the Stonefire cult. The cultists are here. They are hidden behind the walls of the temple district. They're performing a ritual, preparing the way for a dark anchor. They work to the dark orders of Javad Tharn, the necromancer.
Just what we needed.
okay.
I knew he'd be the weak link we needed. Well done.
So how do I imprint his confession on the illusions?
Take the crystal and head out to where Lavinia is spreading her message of tolerance and understanding. It should imprint a new illusion into every stand in the city at once. Some kind of magical resonance, I think. I'm no mage.
Oakley dokley.
The Colovians will break. Lavinia's forces will scatter. The perfect time to cut off the snake's head. According to Cariel, the general is using my favorite inn as her own personal manse. Kill her and we'll do the rest.
And you're gonna retake the city.
Yes, we'll marshal the resistance when you move out. The next time I pay homage to Joan and Jode, I plan to do so in a free Arentia. Good luck, traveler. You'll do good work out there.
They're performing a ritual, preparing the way for a dark... They work to the dark orders of Javad Tharn, the necromancer.
Follow me, my children. I will lead you to the land of lightning and thunder. A little bit of lightning.
Set it ablaze!
Pray for mercy.
Move now!
Pious Arinthian. Nope, no daylight
Base
savings
is
here, your
almost-
stuff.
Only the ritual remains. You're too late.
It's the best thing in the
dark
world.
anchor shall be
I
created.
never have to change time zones. It is a glorious thing. It is so glorious. My time is always the right time. It's awesome. Oh, hang on. I was supposed to talk to her.
Please, don't let them kill me.
What's going on here?
I've surrendered. Gavo's confessions. Lavinia is a traitor and a blasphemer. Please, she's dead, isn't she? I just want to go home to my farm and my family.
So why have
I
you
never
surrendered?
wanted any of... I was tending to some of our injured when your fighters came upon us. I surrendered to buy the injured time to flee.
Whew.
All of us that still hold the aid in our hearts have abandoned this Daedric plot. We want nothing to do with Lavinia's treachery.
Well, I'm gonna spare him.
I thank you for your mercy. I won't be any trouble. Mara's breath, may 8 keep you safe.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Goodbye. Turn to the town center.
We've done it. Once they saw Gavo's confession, most of them abandoned the city. They're running home to Colombia. The only ones still fighting are her loyalist corps. How'd it go with Lavinia?
She's dead.
Yes, you're just the best. Working with you is like that Argonian bard at my local tavern. An unexpected but very welcome surprise. The collies are on the run, and Kazira's thrilled. By the green, I wish we could stop for a brew, but no such luck. You have more work to do.
Right, the colt in the main.
I've been thinking about what Gavo said. The Temple District makes sense. The Resistance kept talking about all the strange lights in that part of town. What do you want to bet that's where the main's gone as well?
Good bet.
Damn it. I'll work with Kazira to contain the district. We need to keep the Orenthians out of there. You stop that ritual, find Akuzri, and do what needs to be done. Good luck in there. Hopefully the
Man, did he just open an anchor? Aw, man. I don't want to deal with anchors. Oh, I guess this is the... I thought this was something different, but this is literally where I need to be. That's a cool concept art right there.
Your powers wane. Keep control of this shell. Destroy. Now an intruder has breached the temple. Destroy them. Do not fail me.
I'm coming for you, bitch.
Worthless animal, burn in the fires of oblivion.
Again.
Great moves. You have saved Akuzri. Drove out the evil that was corrupting his soul. Thanks to you, Akuzri is free.
I know, Joe. Like where I live, it is like permanently like summertime essentially. I don't think I've seen seasons, even in Mexico City, there's technically, because it never snows, you know, so it does get quite chilly. in like November, December, January, February. Like it, but still not like I don't think I ever put on a pair of pants. I would put on a sweater during the winter months. But like I lived in Cancun for 8 years, Mexico City for 4 years. Cancun is like year round. Like it does cool down November, December, January, but it's like it's it's summertime year round. And where we live now, we're still in that tropic. So I think even today, like it's cooling. We're in the cooler months right now. What is the weather right now? It is 73 Fahrenheit outside right now, or 23 degrees Celsius. And today it's going to get up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, or 32 Celsius. And right now the temperatures are, generally speaking, 28 to 30 Celsius during the day, or like 85 to 90 during the day. So these are the cool months, like November, December, January. This is kind of like the temperature. We may have a couple of weeks in like January where it gets down to like 75 to 80 degrees during the day Fahrenheit, but there's no snow. There's no ice. Not where we live. Now, if we were up in Chihuahua or Jalisco, and there's other places up in the mountains of Hidalgo and stuff, where you can get snow. Even close to where we live, we have San Cristobal de las Casas. It will occasionally do a dusting of snow in the winter months. But yeah, I don't miss, like I lived in Colorado for 12 years. Colorado has some extreme winter months. And also, generally speaking, normal summertime. Definitely has the seasonal shifts. I don't ever want to live where there is snow ever again.
It was not this one that did those things.
It's too hot where I'm at right now, for sure, but...
Screams, the anger, the blood. Akusri remembers. He was
I don't have to deal with...
controlled by an ancient evil. We call it the Dark Mane.
Don't have to deal with snow. I'm okay with that.
This one thought it was a tale. A story told to cops. But then, he thought the same about the Dromatra. The Dark Mane was the leader of our people in ancient times, but failed. He was cast out of the moon's light to walk forever in darkness.
Do you know where it went?
This one remembers it talking to Javadan, speaking of dark treachery, visiting places throughout the march. But no, Akusri does not know where it went. Please, we should leave this place.
I might like the snow more now that I work from home, but previously when I lived in the snow, I was working construction, and so every single morning I would have to go out, dig my truck out of the snowbank, and you had to get your truck out of the way before the snowplow comes, because if the snowplow comes and you're still parked, the snowplow just goes by and just plows your snow in, and all the snow just goes on top of your truck. So I would have to go, especially when I lived up in Steamboat Springs in the ski resort. That was like 3 or 4 years I was up there. You got to get up at 3:30 in the morning and be out by 4:30, because by 4:45, 5 o'clock, that snowplow is coming by, and they would just plow you in. So I would be out at 3:30 in the morning shoveling snow to get my truck out, and then you got to go to work, and so you're driving on icy, snowy roads. It's just never fun, and you're just always freezing your ass off working construction because of the snowy months. And then the worst thing is like getting off the job site at like 3 o'clock, 4:30, whatever, 3:30, 4 o'clock. You get off work and you go outside to your truck and you got a flat tire, and now you got to change your flat tire in the snow. Dude, I don't miss that shit at all. But now working from home, snow is beautiful. I suppose if I worked from home, and I could just sit here and look outside and be like, oh, look at the pretty snow. And then maybe like once a week I go to the grocery store and hot cocoa, pretty snow. I'm sure I would have a different opinion
The man
now.
still lives. I trust you have a good reason for this, my friend.
Oh yeah, you're on the coast. Yeah, that sounds perfect to me, Joe.
Kazira was right then. She'll be relieved to
I
hear
don't know
it.
when my parents
The
ever left
Colovians are on the
California.
run, and
They
I'd say
both
we've
grew
done
up
a
there.
damn good
All
job
my
here today.
parents' families there. My mom's from San Diego. My dad's from the San Francisco Bay Area. I love the weather in San Francisco. San Francisco to me is one of the coolest places, but like I really like the vibe. At least I haven't been there in a long time, but I've always liked San Francisco every time I've gone. Just the entire Bay Area. But it's just so fucking expensive. Jesus.
You should talk to Kazira. Tell her your account of what went on. I consider it an honor to have served with you here today. I'm going to make sure the Queen hears of your bravery.
And earthquakes. I'm not a fan of earthquakes. Garages are cheap apartments.
You've returned! And the main is here, unharmed. Joan and Jor are looking down on us. I cannot express how grateful I am. You have saved us body and soul. May your steps on the Two Moons dance bring you where you need to go. The people of Renfail owe you a great debt, traveler. You will always be welcome within the walls of our city. But your tale does not end here, I think.
Well, where do we head from here?
Yes, Akusri. For all he has been through, he is still wise. Travel now to Rolka. I am certain I am certain Akusri will do the same.
Why would he do that?
The Temple of the Dance at Rolka is central to the march. It is a place of holy worship in the region, and one where the next steps can be taken. I cannot go. I must remain and see to my city. But I wish you bright moons and sharp claws.
Mexico City had great weather when we lived there. It was like the same as what you're talking about, like 60s to 70s during the day. And in the summer months, which are like April and May, it would get up to like 85 degrees. Like 85. I think it pushed 90 a couple of times, but most of the year it's like 75 to 80. I loved the weather in Mexico City, but the smog was horrible, and the earthquakes were fucking annoying. Like, we had, I mean, it was like there were earthquakes every week. Every week. You'd be just nonstop where we lived. Like, you'd just be sitting there at work, and there's just nonstop earthquakes. Like, every week there's an earthquake, and they're usually like in the 3 to 5 range. But they're enough that you feel them, you know. It's like little 30 seconds here, 45 seconds here. And then about once every 3 months, once every 4 months, you'll get a sixer, you know, and you'll be like, nope, better evacuate the building and go downstairs. And then by twice a year, you'll get a big like 7.5 or something, where it's like buildings fall down. And I remember one time Chris and I were watching a movie, and there's earthquake alarms that go off. And we were watching a movie, and there's like explosions and stuff going on in the movie, and we're watching it, and both of us, we finally were like in this action sequence, and we finally both looked at each other, and we were like, is that the earthquake alarm? And we paused the movie, and sure enough, it was the earthquake alarm, and it was like, oh shit. So we, jump up, grab the keys, and it's, when the earthquake alarm goes out, you're supposed to evacuate the building and go to like the safe spots outside, right? It was so bad. It hit like as we were like in the corridor going to the door to go out. Like it hit, and it was like a 7.6, I think, or a 7.7. I don't remember, but it was a local one, not one that was like 50 miles away. It was a Mexico City earthquake, and I couldn't get the keys in the door. Like it was like so bad that I couldn't get the keys in the door, and we finally managed to stumble out and get downstairs and out. And we were both like, that was, I think, this was in the last 6 months we were there, and we both were like, okay, that was not fun. Like that was like the 4th or 5th 7-point earthquake we had been through, and it's like, this is starting to get really annoying. at least when we were in Cancun, you know, hurricanes you can plan for, and with earthquakes they come out of nowhere. It's like you have no warning other than that alarm going off, and it's like maybe you get 45 seconds to, you know, get to a safe place or whatever.
Cannot comprehend. All of this by his hand. Our cruiser here. This one should have fought harder. Fought against the darkness.
Here, about the only thing we have here is,
Share your thoughts with me.
you know, we have the rainy season because we're in the middle of the tropical depressions, so we're in between both coasts. We don't get the hurricanes here, but we do get the tropical depressions. So from like June through to really until November, like the beginning of November, we've finally had some dry season for like the past couple of weeks. It hasn't rained.
This is aggravating.
But the only thing we get here is just massive windstorms and thunderstorms that'll happen. Oh, we're going somewhere I don't even know of yet. Oh, no, we're not. It's down there. Alright, we're in town. We're in a safe spot. I'll be right back.
Selling, buying, trading right here.
Don't think I'll ever be done.
The wood elf known as Finindrin has been found guilty of the following crimes.
No charge to have a look.
Stealing rotten tomatoes and other refuse from stablemaster Semiraz Midden Heap. Dumping said refuse on the head of the Altmer commander Faruin during his visit to the Clanmother. And finally, knocking over the cart of a Trieste merchant while attempting to avoid capture. For all of these crimes, this one sentences him to the stocks until such time as he shows proper repentance.
Seems as if there's nothing to do.
Do your trading here.
I've got what you need.
There's always more to do.
Alright, Chris is up. I had to get my short ribs out of the fridge to get those completed thawing. We're gonna make. Well, I'm gonna make. Let's see here. I got about an hour and a half until the fruit market opens up. I gotta go get some carrots. Oh, I forgot to get my coffee.
Buying and selling.
Top quality merchandise.
Cracking heads.
All right, I have coffee and I have a plan for the morning. So I'm going to be doing short ribs again. We did this last week. It was delicious. Short ribs in the slow cooker with like onions and carrots and garlic and stuff. And then I'm also going to make some brownies. I got some Duncan Hines brownie mix, so I'm going to make some brownies this morning. That'll be after I finish this stream. I'm going into the kitchen to cook for a couple of hours. And I'll be doing some exercises at home today. So the idea is I'll be cooking, watching the next episode of Stargate, doing my home exercises, and then when I get through with all that, we'll come back for another stream.
This one knows, Hallowed. Former main Akuzri is here.
Might do some Arc Raiders today. I might not.
Your path to the Two Moons dance begins here and now. The champions are here. They awaited your arrival with great enthusiasm. Are you ready to join them within? Excellent. The Queen, the Sylvanar, even the fallen light Akuzri is within. This one.
Help the Lunar Champion begin a spiritual journey. It's going to start with a little bit of ayahuasca, some mushroom tea. Don't forget the orgy.
I know that scent. Green keep you, my friend. The Sylvanar and I are well pleased that we could be here to support the Khajiiti people.
I love her armor.
Oh no. My people are deeply divided. I believe this is one of the most vulnerable moments our fragile dominion has faced. King Camoran himself felt he had to remain in Valenwood. Stay close to the... I've spoken with the champions, taken in their scent. They seem lean, strong, flexible, much like my Sylvanar. I fear they do not have the experience, the age that the main should have. But I'm willing to watch and wait and see.
My friend, it's good to see you again. I'm thrilled I could persuade Aselmo to trek out here. We need to support Akuzri and the champions. This is a vulnerable moment for our fragile...
Yeah, I haven't played Starfield in a couple of weeks. That might be fun. That might be something fun to do today. Continue working on the DLC. I see DLC, but it's the mod that I have.
Cautious might be a better word. Since the Dominion formed, there has been a great deal of political turmoil.
I don't know what I'm going to do after
the old
breakfast.
guard in Oridon, resistance to King Camoran's rule, and now the spiritual leader of the Khajiit corrupted by a dark spirit. I've known the Speaker and the Main for years and have every confidence in them. I've spoken to Shazar and Kali here in the temple, and I'm most impressed. The Somerset Isles will support elsewhere.
I'll be honest, I'm having such a good time with Cyberpunk, I might just do some more Cyberpunk today.
This one is humbled to stand before the moon, hallowed.
How are you?
You speak falsely. As this one said at Arentia, Akuzri is the main no more. The touch of darkness, the stain of Javad Darn's creature.
Usi questline is great.
He can never atone for what he did. This one has known Shazar and Kali's...
Alright, so...
Accepted of Joan and Joan.